let's do the review 2. Okay, we say the things we are learning on this chapter 4 is what? Graphing linear equations and inequality, right? Then we learn what? 3 methods to graph it, right? 3 methods to graph the line, right? First one is what? T-table with how many points? 3 points, right? And second one would be what? T-table with how many points? 2 points, but not any 2 points. Would be 0, 0, right? So that would be, if x is 0, that would be what? Y-intercept. Y is 0, that would be x-intercept, right? Then third method was what? Using slope-intercept form, right? So you have 2 points. 1 point is the y-intercept. Then you use the slope for what? Right over run to find another point to graph, right? Then we say you have 3 forms. Which is 3? First one is what? Standard form, right? That would be what? Ax plus by equals c. Of course, you have restrictions. A, B, C are real numbers, and A, B cannot be both 0, right? The next one is what? Y-intercept form, which is y equals what? mx plus b. Then m is your slope, b is your what? Y-intercept, right? And third form is the intermediate form. Just temporary. So what's the name of it? Point slope form. We use this what? To write the line, right? Instead of graphing a line. So it will be y equals m times x minus x1. Remember that? Right? So let's look at your paper. It says how to find the x-intercept of the line or y-intercept of the line. So that would be this one, right? You use x is 0, plug in x is 0, and solve for y. That will be your y-intercept. Plug in y is 0 and solve for x. That would be your x-intercept, right? So that's how you do. So you say plug in x is 0 and to find y-intercept, right? And this one you will plug in y is 0 to find your x-intercept, opposite, right? Then if on your exam we have this question, then we say use the xy intercepts to sketch a line. What do you need to do? Use that method, right? So you do x is 0, plug in, and 2y equals 12, so y is 6, right? When y is 0, that's 0, negative 3x equals 12. X divided by negative 3, that would be negative 4, right? Then you will graph the intercept. that would be what? Say -4, 0 is here for x-intercept, and 0, 6 would be y-intercept. So you graph a line this way with the what? Second method, right? Next one, describe the graph of an equation y equals b. B means any number, like y equals 5 or y equals -2, things like that. There is no x. It means what? A special case. And x is not there, means x can be anything, running freely, what? Left and right. So that would be what? A horizontal line. Right? Then if it has x equals a, means what? A is like 5 or a is -2. You don't have what? Y, and it means y is running free, can be any number, and y is going what? Up and down, right? So if it goes up and down, it means what? A vertical line, right? Then let's describe on your next page, page 2. And if the slope is positive or negative or 0 or undefined, or you could say it doesn't exist. Okay, what kind of line is that? If the slope is positive, it means what? It goes up, right? From the left to right, right? If negative means what? It goes down. From the left to right. Right? If it's 0, that means what? It's a flat line. It means what? A horizontal line. Right? If undefined, it doesn't exist, that means that you don't have a slope. It's what? Free falling and parachuting. So that would be what? A vertical line. Is that right? Okay. And for E, list the 3 forms of the equation of line. 3 forms. Oh, that would be this one, right? 3 forms would be those. Is that right? Okay. Let's do some practice. See some more examples. Next one. It says graph the line by plotting at least 3 points. So for this one, so we are practicing this method right now, right? With 3 points. Then we did this earlier. So you will have kind of the problem each for the different methods and using different forms as well. That's the review, right? So for 3 points, What do you think? If you use what? X and Y, 0, 1, 2, you will run into the fractions, okay? So since it looks like Y is multiplied by 4, so, and this is a multiple of 4, right? So maybe we just use 0, 4, 8, things like that, okay? So you can do that. X is 0, you plug in, right? So let's just show you the work. So that would be -0 minus 4y equals 12. So you have -4y equals 12. Y is what? -3 divided by -4, right? So we have what? 0, -3. 0, -3, right? If it's 4, that would be what? -4 minus 4y equals 12, right? Then you plus 4, so we have -4y equals what? 16. Then you divide it by -4. Y is what? -4. Is that right? So we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is what? 0, -3. 4 will be what? -4. Is that right? 4, -4. Okay. If it's 8, so that would be -8 minus 4y equals 12. Then you add 8 on each side. -4y would be what? 20, right? Then you divide it by -4. Y is what? -5. Is that right? So 2, 8. Then that would be -5. 8 and -5. Okay? So you connect the line. That would be the result. Okay? And sometimes it will be out of range on your graph on the paper. And you can just extend it, or you can just do the left-hand side. If you want to do the left-hand side more, you should use which point? You should use -4 because it's multiplied by 4, right? So you can do that -4, then you find out it's a -2 as well. You can do that on the left-hand side, either way. Good. So we practiced what? 3 points. Then we practiced what? 2 points earlier, right? So next one, we want you to practice using slope-intercept form to graph a line, right? So let's see. Where are we? Okay, on your page 3. Find the slope and y-intercept for this. A linear equation. We want you to find the slope and y-intercept and use that to graph a line. Okay? So what kind of form we have right now? That would be your standard form. To change it to the slope-intercept form means what? Get y by itself. Okay? So get y by itself. Take care of the x to the right-hand side by doing the opposite, right? So we have 5x plus 12 here equals -2y, right? Then we have to get a y by itself, so divide it by -2. Then what do we have? Y equals -5 halves, x minus 6. Is that right? Then it says use this to graph the line at least with 3 points. Okay, so let's find the 3 points for this line. So how should we start? With the slope-intercept form. So you will have 1 point here, which is what? Y-intercept. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So that will be 0, -6, right? And next point will be what? The slope is negative. It means what? It goes down, right? So instead of going down too far away, how about we just do the left-hand side? So we know the slope is going down from left to right. So it goes that way, right? So instead we go down -5 and 2, go down -5 and 2, go this side. We can go up and go to left, right? You go down and go to the right, or you go up, go to the left. Well, if we go up, that would be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go to the left, 2. That would be this point, right? You need to mark the point, the location, by looking the graph. So that would be what? -2 and -1, right? So that's one more point. Let's find another point. So we have to go up 5, left 2. So go up 5. We are here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go up 5, right? Go left 2. 1, 2. So it's here. So, right? So go left 2. So what do you think the position would be? So that would be 4 and -4. Is that right? So you need to mark the positions on your test as well, so I can see your point. So when you do the exam, then we ask you to use this method. Then you need to identify your locations for 3 points as well, so we know you are finding the right one. Okay? So you will have one of each for your exam. So 3 points or 2 points or slope-intercept form, right? To use that to do it. Okay, then we are going to practice some more with the different forms, right? Also, one of the problems you have is this one. Give you a point and the slope, you should be able to write the equation. Or we give you 2 points, then you should be able to write the equation as well, right? Because you can use 2 points to find the slope, then use those one of the points to plug in to write your equation, right? Let's see, first one. Okay, so first one, it says write an equation of the line, use a slope. Slope is what? 1/3 and passing through this point, 0 and 2, right? So your slope is what? 1/3. That means rise over round. Point is what? 0, 2. 0.02, right? So the slope is what? Rise over run. Rise 1, run over 3, things like that, right? So that would be your line. But we want to write the equation for it. Can we just directly plug in to something to write the equation? Do we have any? Yes, we have what? Y equals mx plus b, right? So you can just direct plug in because 0.2 is your b, slope intercept. So how would you write? You just write what? Y equals 1/3 x plus 2. Can you do that? Okay. So also write your answer in standard form. That means what? X and Y have to be only one side. So we move to the left hand side for the x, right? So you have negative 1/3 x plus y equals 2. So that would be your answer, right? Next one, it says write the equation of the line which goes through 2 points. One is 6.2, another one is 9.5. Okay, so why don't we just graph it, see how it goes. So 6.2, it's right here, right? 9.5, here 5, 1, 2, 3 more is here, 9.5. So your line will look like this, right? So do you have a positive slope or negative? Positive, because it goes up. So what's your slope? Rise over run. So your rise will be y. Rise, right? Run over how many? From x, 1, 2, 3. So your slope is what? Rise over run. That would be, right? The difference of y. If you write it out, that will help you. Oops. Let's start over. Okay, because it's not 6.2, it's what? On your paper would be 6.4. I just double checked. Okay, so 6.4 would be where? Not here anymore. Let's start over to make sure. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.4 is here. Okay, another one is what? 9.5 is here. Okay, so your line would be what? Like this, right? So your rise is what? The difference of y, so it's a 5 minus 4. Then run over will be what? The x, right? Will be 9 minus 6. Okay, we better identify which point is your first point you use. So first point you call it x1, y1, right? Second point you say x2, y2. Right? So, am I right? Okay, so just double check. So it's 1/3. So that would be your slope. Then we are going to write equations. Write the equation and with a standard form. But at the moment, we can only use what? Point slope form to write it. Okay? And how does it look like? Let's take a look. y minus y1 equals what? Mx minus x1, right? Am I spelling right? Okay, take a look. So, and we just use this point. So you have what? Y minus y1 is what? 4. M is what? 1/3. So x minus x1. x1 is 6. So you better identify them first. Which one you use the 4.1, 0.2. Okay? With your xy as well. Otherwise, when you plug in, you will all mingle them together. Okay, then what? We want to write the answer in a standard form. Okay, so you distribute. So y minus 4 is what? 1/3 x, 1/3 times 6 is 2, right? Then we will add 4. So y equals what? 1/3 x plus 2. Is that right? Then we write the answer in a standard form. So we will minus 1/3 x. So that would be what? Negative 1/3 x plus y equals 2, right? So that would be your answer with what? A standard form, right? Let's take a look next one on your page 4. So write the equation of the line which contains the point. So -4 and 7. Let's do the graph first, right? Point -4 and 7, where is it? 4 and 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. Right here. -4 and 7. Right? We wanted to write a line going through this point, like those, right? This or sideways. Then that is horizontal. Horizontal means what? The level one, right? Like this. Oh, that's your 7. Should go through the 7. Okay, so that's your 7. Should go through the 7, right? And horizontal means what? X is running free. You don't have an x. X can be any number. Then you need to write a what? Horizontal line only has y. So that's your y. So you write a what? Y equals to 7. That's how you would do it. Either a vertical line or a horizontal line, right? So horizontal line, running free left and right, that means x can be anything. X is free. That means you don't have x. You will only have a y for the horizontal line, right? And same thing for the vertical line as well. Let's look at the next one. Okay, we also did the inequalities, right? Besides the equations. So we will graph some inequalities as well. How should we do that? Right? So we say first, you do answer would be what? Many points. So you graph the answer. So we say first you would do what? The boundary condition. Right? So boundary condition would be equal. It's a line. So you plug in 0, or we can just do 0, 0. Practice that. X0, y is 2, y is 0. You plug in x is -2. So we have what? 0, 2, and negative 2 and 0. So we use dashed line or solid line. A dashed line because there is no less than or equal to, only less than. Then we say second step is what? You need to decide two areas, which one you will shade for the answer. Then you need to use a test point, which is choose 0, 0. Looks easy, right? So you test 0, it's 0 less than 0 plus 2. Answer is yes. If it's yes, you will shade which area? Shade the area containing the test point, right? So your answer should be in this area, right? Usually, if it's in the class, we will have you doing the hands-on, okay? Instead of I explained it to you again. So, but you know, I don't see you, so I show you. However, you better do yourself hands-on. So for the review paper, instead of listening to me, you probably just want to, you know, look at the question, use the blank paper, do it yourself first. Then listen to it, okay, on the video, then check your answer. Then that would be more beneficial to you to sink in and to connect with what we are doing, okay? So for this one, what do we do first? We will find the boundary condition by using the equal sign. And oops, that's a 6, right? So I'm going to just do the 0, 0 thing. So x is 0, y would be plug in. Negative y equals 6, y would be what? Negative 6, right? Then if you plug in y is 0, 3x is 6, x would be 2. So you have what? 0, negative 6, right? Another one is what? 2, 0, right? So should we use a solid line or a dashed line? Solid line, because you have equal here. Then second step, what do we do? Use the test point. A simple one, that would be which point? Right here, looks easy, right? So let's see, it will work. So you will see 3 times 0 minus y is 0. Is that greater than 6? 0 is 0 greater than 6? No. So what do? We will shade the area. That's the point, right? Not containing the test point, right? If it doesn't contain this point, that means what? You will shade the opposite side. Is that right? So that would be our review for your exam 2. Study it.